Hi, welcome to this episode of Conversations with Kip. I'm here with my good friend Amit Trehan here in New York City.
Hello.
Thought we'd talk for a moment. I was eating dinner with Amit. We have a long history together. And as I asked Amit, hey Amit, what would we talk about on a conversation with Kip? Amit said, how about reconciliation? And I realized, yes, Amit is the reconciliation king. If I have questions about reconciliation, Amit is the person I'd call. Why don't you give a little bit of background why I would want to have a conversation? Where'd your reconciliation experience come from?
Okay, so I have been consulting now in financial services for the last 17 years, and I've worked with Kip, I think, for at least 15 of those 17 years. And while I've served banks, while I have been involved in constructing general ledgers or instrument subledgers, I've spent a lot of time in reconciliations at literally every bank I went to. And it's just something that was of interest. It was about proving the single version of truth and making sure the numbers that we present on financial statements or reg reports are the truth and can be validated. That draws the interest in reconciliations for me.
So I talked in a previous episode on the architecture picture about the support functions. I talked about reconciliation. That even though the objective of the instrument ledger is to eliminate reconciliations, and we can do that by eliminating duplicate data supply chains, there's still points where until we get to a single monolithic system that does all of the metric engine-like functions in a single process, we're still going to have reconciliation because we maintain balances in source systems that we have to reconcile to the instrument ledger, to general ledger if that's still required because the instrument ledger aggregations aren't deemed adequate, and so we're maintaining a general ledger, and to downstream reporting processes. So I'm going to talk more about that traceability that comes with reconciliation, why we do reconciliation, and how reconciliation proves the values that we're putting on reports.
So if you really think of all the financial statements that you have, or reg reports, or management reports, the way you build credibility is to show that you have an effective control, that you have effective lineage all across the architecture. And the architecture being right from the point when you source the data, from the point you've transformed the data, from the point of transformation to the hops it has made through your architecture, whether it was a rules engine, whether it was an instrument ledger, general ledger, or other reporting tools. You want to make sure that what you presented on a report can be traced back to the source. And one way we've realized that through reconciliation and controls all along the journey, you can prove that journey and trace your dollars back from reports back to source systems. So that's where it's been very effective to represent this as a single version of truth, and to build the credibility and trust in the numbers you're presenting on the reports.
So when you build a system, you want to automate the reconciliation processes rather than have them be completely manual. Now you can't completely automate if there's a breakage. That still may require manual intervention to determine why there's a breakage in reconciliation. But determining if you aggregate the balances to a similar level for these two different places that are being reconciled, you can compare those things very effectively in an automated way to determine that the balances are the same at the aggregated level between those two different components.
I am in 100% agreement that if you are looking at your data that you sourced at the most granular level, and then along the way, along the journey, as we talked about, if you've aggregated it, well, that becomes your common means to now compare to other areas in the architecture where you aggregate at the same level, compare the 2 points, and get to the same balance. So it's all about making sure you can compare the balances between the hops in the journey of data transformation, whether it's a finance organization or any other organization.
Yep. So reconciliation is something that's still going to be with us. We're not going to completely eliminate reconciliation, but there's ways of automating that, and the value in it is it's proving that the numbers you are producing are accurate, are traceable, are reliable, can be used for any sort of analytical and decision-making processes. All of that becomes part of why you do a reconciliation within the platform. Thanks for your time, Amit.
You're welcome.
Talking with you.
Thank you.